Hi guys, it's Josh here from Bang Olufsen of Birmingham. As you can see, I've got my trusty shoe covers on, which means of course I've got another case study for you today. Obviously, following our previous video, we've had a number of really great reactions from you guys, and I've loved interacting with you in the comments. The client's house today actually came from watching that video. Gave me a quick call. He's got a current home cinema multi-room solution and he's looking to upgrade it to a Bang Olufsen system. So I brought a number of bits of equipment with me today to demonstrate around the client's home. But first, I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you what he's got already and the current layout of the home. So first things first, if you want to follow me through, we'll head on into the lounge area. As you can see, it is a gorgeous home that I'm fortunate enough to be able to take you around today. Now, as you can see initially in this room, our client has got a more traditional AV setup for his home cinema. We have an amplifier, AV receiver, with our center channel, front left, front right, a couple of surrounds and a couple of rear speakers here. Truth be told, it is a bit of a mismatch of a system. We have cabling all around the place. Now, to give you the initial brief on this room, our client, a lovely couple, have just recently welcomed their first grandchild into their lives. And first things first, they've noticed that, of course, she loves fiddling with everything. And at the minute, we have a number of solutions around the room that are at floor level. So my initial brief is to try and get a bit of a home cinema system above floor level. So we're looking at wall-mounted solutions predominantly for this room. So if you want to follow me through to our next room, which actually will go for the conservatory. As you can see from how well kept this room is, it's a very popular room for relaxing in, having a bit of a social gathering. Initially, we've got a couple of speakers on the wall here with a sub just underneath. Again, an older system that we are going to look at upgrading. This particular system at the minute isn't on his multi-room setup because it is a number of older products. So to follow me through, just going to take you guys into the dining room next, which as you can see is again another really gorgeous room. Now, the multi-room solution that this client is using at the minute, of course, I can't mention what brand it is, but he has a number of products ranging from older to slightly newer products that no longer interact on one app. So he's having to use two different apps at the minute for his multi-room solution. We have one small multi-room speaker in the corner here of the dining room that we are going to look at changing. We don't necessarily need a stereo setup in this room. It is purely light music that they like to listen to over dinner. If you follow me through here, we'll take you into their kitchen. Again, a lovely, really nice, well-presented kitchen. Again, we've got another pair of multi-room speakers in this room. This obviously being a kitchen, they love to cook, so they're in this room quite a lot. So they do like a true stereo experience when they're in the room for light music, etc. Again, if you want to quickly follow me through. Now, our client is a keen motorbiker and he spends a lot of time in his garage. So if you want to follow me through here. Down here, we have a bit of a cleaning area, utility cupboard with a wine rack down here. The client does spend quite a bit of time in here washing off varying motorbike parts and elements. And then next is probably his prized possession. We will have to blur out the registration plates. Find the lights for you. Here we go, we're in. So in here, he spent a lot of time working on his motorbike and of course the weekend car. Loves to listen to music. Truth be told, I've got my laptop out already. I've had a quick look. We don't really get a Wi-Fi signal in here. So for this particular room, we are going to be looking for a Bluetooth portable speaker. Again, as you can see up there, there is an old radio. The radio isn't used too much anymore. Client is predominantly looking to stream music via his phone using Bluetooth. So we are going to put a Bluetooth speaker in here. If you want to follow me back out, I will take you upstairs. So next I'm going to come upstairs and initially I am looking at this wall and thinking of ample opportunity for a particular speaker that I rather like, which I'm going to take you guys through later on. But if you follow me, first things first is into the client's office. Now at the minute, he's got a traditional office setup with a left and a right channel and a sub connected to his computer. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, he's not looking to upgrade these, but he would like a bit of a multi-room solution for this room. So I am going to place a speaker in here later that will of course be compatible with a Bang Olufsen multi-room solution. We have a couple of spare bedrooms. I don't need to take you around the spare bedrooms. He has asked for a bit of a Bluetooth portable speaker for when guests are around. He does have some children as well, so when they're staying over, he wants something, if they do want to stream any music, they can just Bluetooth via their phones. Initially, we have our first bathroom. Now, there isn't anything in this room at the minute. I do have an idea. We are fortunate. This is the top floor, and our attic isn't actually boarded at the minute. So this is prime opportunity to use our in-ceiling celestials, which I will take you guys through in a moment. Then if you follow me through here, this is one of the guest, oh, go on, I'll take you in. This is one of our guest bedrooms. This is where his son predominantly stays, and of course is the ladies' dressing table or dressing room. And then if we head on back out this room, I'm going into this room next. We have the client's master bedroom. Where is our light switch? It's right here. And again, they're looking for a multi-room solution for this room. And of course the bathroom as well, which is used significantly. Again, I straight away have in mind fitting one of our celestials to this room. They're looking for something a bit more discreet. So this is our initial house tour. Now you're just going to have to bear with me because it's going to take me a bit of time to set the house up, but I'm going to get a number of solutions that I have in mind for the customer. Out of my car, I'm going to set up the house, do my demonstration with the customer. We'll talk through a number of different finishes that we can have, and then I will take you guys through what we just went through. We're all set up now. That did take a bit more time than we were hoping for. We've lost the light. It is now dark outside, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to show you guys the garden. But inside, I am going to take you through the solutions that we have proposed for our client. I did briefly mention earlier that this lovely entrance foyer was perfect for a speaker that I particularly love. Now this particular speaker is our Beosound Shape, which is a piece of art as much as it is a very high quality speaker. One thing you'll notice straight away in this foyer, you may pick it up on the mic, it is quite echoey. This is where our Beosound Shape comes into its own element, truth be told. We will configure the shape, or have configured the shape accordingly to include a number of these acoustic dampening pads. These help to reduce the sound waves reflecting off of the wall and will give us a much more acoustically improved performance within this entrance foyer. There are a number of different finishes that you can have in our Beosound Shape. We have configured one with the client. I'm not going to show you the exact shape that the client has configured, but I can show you the pattern as such. So we have a number of very useful tools at our disposal. One of which is our VR app, which is brilliant, that I can use with you, or you can use yourselves before I've come into your home, just to have a bit of an experience as to what our products might look like in your home. So our VR app is brilliant, so we can place whatever product we want. So I will scroll down to the Beosound Shape. Now we have, these aren't the colors of choice, but this is the actual pattern that we're going for with the entrance foyer. So we're going for a 9-shell Beosound Shape with 1 amp, 4 speaker drivers and a BeoConnect core. Then I'm just going to take you in, as we've got the VR app open right now, into the lounge area, just so I can show you what we've proposed in here. Now we've cut down our speaker configuration significantly. We're at a 5.0 system effectively, using our brand new Beosound Premiere as the center channel. Now I did mention to you before, our customer has just recently welcomed a grandchild, so they were hoping for solutions that weren't on the floor. Now obviously you'll see at the minute our solutions are on the floor, but we're actually going to go for wall-mounted Beolab 8s as our front and rear channels. For the purposes of the demonstration, in terms of the sound quality, you'll see we've got our floor standard Beolab 8s for our front, left and right channels. And for our back channels, we've got our table mounted Beolab 8s. These of course aren't going to be table mounted. They are going to go on the client's wall. As you can see, we've got our Beolab 8s in two different variants here. Both are in the natural aluminium, but then of course we've got our grey melange cover at the rear and our natural oak covers for our front Beolab 8s, matching the Premier itself. Now we've gone through a process with the client in terms of configuring what colour variations they want. I haven't really spoke to you guys much yet, but we do a full Atelier range, which is, you know, where we can effectively customize your speaker to exactly what color you want. The client's budget isn't going to stretch to our full Atelier range, but we do still have a number of different variations that will be included in the client's budget. So I'm just going to briefly take you through these here. So first things first, the client has decided, because there was a lot of oak around the home, that he would prefer an oak finish on his Beolab 8s and Premier rather than the grey melange finish. Now there are three different aluminium variants that you can choose to have as a standard finish in our Beolab 8s, which are the yellow gold, natural aluminium and anthracite finish. The client has a number of gold elements in this room, so has actually gone for the yellow gold finish with a slightly darker variation of oak, our oak finish here. So we do a light oak, oak, smoked oak and dark oak finish. This is walnut, this is an Atelier finish, so this particular finish was in the budget that we were looking at. So for the purpose of this, client has gone for yellow gold with an oak finish. So then of course, following our chosen finishes and our Beolab 8s, of course the yellow gold and the oak finish, we're then able, using the VR app, to place them on the wall to visually show what they'll look like for our client. So I'm just going to place our first one on the wall here. Of course we can choose our colour, which was our yellow gold. Next is our oak cover, which of course we've gone for the natural oak. And then mount, of course, he's going to be mounted on the wall, so they're off the floor, keeping their grandchild away from them. So we're roughly looking for our first Beolab 8 to go there. And then our second Beolab 8, of course, is going to go on the wall just here. We have opened the door to make sure that this isn't going to clash with the door. And there's our second Beolab 8. And then of course we had our front left and our front right channels as well, where again we have to have our yellow gold wall mounted Beolab 8s in our top left corner. And then, of course, our top right corner. Now, at the minute, obviously, you'll notice that our Premier is in the natural aluminium and the oak finish. You, of course, can have this if you want to with the grey melange cover, with the oak finish, or without the oak finish. Now, our client, to match the rest of the decor in the house, has, of course, gone for the oak finish. But do let us know in the comments, what finish do you prefer most in the Beosound Premier? Now we've gone through a full demonstration with the client. I've set this up, linked this to their TV. We've done a manual calibration with the Premier because we can't do an automatic calibration like we can with the theatre. But we've got this going and we've got it sounding amazing. The client was delighted with the performance, especially his wife, being able to cut down on the cables and floor mounted solutions within the room. So that's our lounge area done and finished. The client is very happy. This is going to be easily within the client's budget. Now, if you follow me through to the conservatory here, now we have got our balance going nicely within this room here. Of course, our balance is a true 360-degree speaker, so you can stand anywhere around the speaker and it sounds exactly the same. I'm just going to turn our balance down. We did speak about replacing our current wall solutions with a pair of Beolab 8s. Now, as you can see at the minute, we have got the balance in the center. It is a true 160-degree speaker, but you will instantly notice we do have a wire on the floor here. This floor is a tiled floor. If this wasn't a tiled floor, it would be much easier for us to manage to more discreetly put an electrical supply to our balance. But unfortunately, we don't want to be this disruptive to the conservatory floor or take all these tiles up to chase a cable under the floor. So the client has decided to go for a pair of Beolab 8s on the walls here. Different finish with these though. So as you can see, we have a lot of dark oak around the conservatory. So the clients actually decided to go for the dark oak finish with a set of anthracite Beolab 8s. But let us know in the comments, guys. What finish would you have gone for this conservatory? I personally think the anthracite with the dark oak covers fit the room perfectly. But anyway, so that was our solution for the conservatory. Now, if you want to follow me through to our kitchen, dining area, where you will see in the corner here, we've replaced our previous multi-room solution with our rather beautiful and gorgeous Beosound A9. Now the client has been into the showroom and he saw the A9 and said straight away, that has got to be our speaker for our dining area. Yes, it's a 1500 watt speaker, but following the acoustic room compensation, the A9 sounds brilliant at lower volume levels and sits the room perfectly, in my opinion. Now we are going to do something a bit more different for the client because we do have a dark oak table. We are of course going to go for the yellow gold, but we will be replacing our legs with the darker oak variations for the Beosound A9. But we had this up and running in the room and it sounded beautiful. Now you're probably wondering what solutions we went for the dining room. I'm just going to get them playing and you'll very quickly realise quite hard to find. Where are our speakers in the room? Of course, we've got our two emergers which sit this kitchen perfectly. Stereo paired at the minute, we've got them sounding amazing. So we have one discreetly over here on the left and we have another discreetly over here on the right. Following the acoustic room conversation, they sound amazing in this room. Our client was delighted with these. Now, the other area our client uses a lot that he would love to multi-room to is our utility and garage area. Like I mentioned, we don't get a great Wi-Fi connection in the garage, so we have gone for a certain portable speaker. But with the amount of aluminium that is already in this room, it was a very quick decision to go for our very powerful and true 160-degree speaker, our Beosound A5 in the natural aluminium finish. It suits this room perfectly. And at a very affordable price point as well for a Bang & Olufsen product. Now let me just take you into the garage. So our speaker of choice for the garage is the BEOLIT. Customer's actually going to go for the darker finish in our BEOLIT. But we've had a bit of a play with it in here. He's connected it to his phone and is delighted with the sound performance. Now we went for the BEOLIT because again, it is a 360-degree speaker. The client works all over the garage, so it gives him the flexibility, if he wants to place the BEOLIT on the floor and he can walk again anywhere around the speaker and it will sound exactly the same. And the beauty of the BEOLIT as well is if his phone is running low on charge, we have got the wireless charging pad on the top there. So that's our garage solutions and downstairs solutions proposed to the customer. Like I mentioned, we have discussed a few garden solutions. I'm going to mention this in another video because it is going to come up again, but as we've lost the light, it will be impossible for me to show you the solutions currently. So let's go upstairs. You're probably wondering what I've got in my hand. I'm going to talk to you about this in a minute. But the first room I'm going to take you guys into is the client's office. Now, like I mentioned, he did have or does have a solution that is attached to his laptop. He does not want to change that, so we're not going to try and change that. But he does want a multi-room solution for when he is relaxing on the sofa in the room to stream music around the home. And again, you're probably going to struggle to even find this speaker in the room because it blends in so well. But we have gone for the Beosound level in the natural aluminium. In this case was the grey melange cover that just blends in so perfectly to the corner cabinet that we've got here. Again, we had the speaker playing and the client was delighted. The benefits of the Beosound Level is, of course, even though it is one of our flexible living speakers, it does have a battery built in. So you can have 6 to 10 hours of battery depending on volume levels and in what you're playing on the Beosound Level. So following our office solution, I'll then take you in to the bathroom, which is where I'm going to talk to you a bit more about this. So we have two propositions for the bathroom. We do have our A5 that is dust and water resistant. These are very, very good bathroom solutions. This particular one in the dark oak and anthracite finish, customer loved this finish. We had it set up in the room, we had it playing, and it is a very, very good flexible living solution. Our other solution, which is what our client has actually decided to go for, is our celestial speakers, our in-ceiling speakers. Now, of course, it is an in-ceiling speaker, so I am not able to demonstrate the speaker in the customer's home. We do have them set up in the store, and the customer has been in to listen to them. Now, this you can see is our anthracite finish with the more lighter finish decor in this room. We, of course, have the likes of the aluminium frame for our shower screen. The customer is going to go for one celestial in the natural aluminium finish. So it's a discrete in-ceiling solution with an amplifier that is in the loft. There is already an electrical supply in the loft and it's not even boarded. So it's perfect, easy installation with minimal destruction. All this is a plasterboard ceiling with a bit of insulation above it. And these very gorgeous aluminium covers are simply magnetic. They stick on and they're easy to pull off as well. Now, if you want to follow me through, we do have the guest bedroom, one of our two guest bedrooms just through here. And again, you're going to see one of our friends from the office, a Beosound Level. Again, client has decided in this particular variation, he will be getting it in the oak with the yellow gold finish to suit the decor. We have an oak bed and we have the likes of a gold picture with gold handles in the room. We debated about going for one of our on-the-go speakers, an A1 or potentially another BEOLIT. We are on a budget, we have had a quick look, and the budget very much extends to a level. If we can incorporate two levels within this setup, the client will then have the flexibility, if he wants to put two levels in a room and stereo pair them for a true stereo experience. With the battery life, these are also an outdoor solution as well for the clients. And again, if I just take you through the bedroom, client themselves wasn't looking for any music in the bedroom itself, but when they do jump into the shower in the morning, they are looking at streaming some music in the shower. And again, our celestials come into their own. We're going to have a discrete in-ceiling celestial installed here, again in the natural aluminium, to go with the varying natural aluminium elements such as a radiator in this room. Right, so you're probably wondering what the total price of the solution was. You're going to see a breakdown here next to me on screen. But to summarise for you, for our lounge area, our home cinema setup, we went for our brand new Beosound Premiere with a pair of Beolab 8s for our front and rear channels. In our conservatory, we went for a pair of wall-mounted Beolab 8s. Then going into the dining room, we had our very beautiful Beosound A9 that sat in that room perfectly. And in the kitchen, we had our very discreet, yet incredibly powerful Beosound Emerges, our lovely bookshelf speakers. Going down into the utility room, we had the natural aluminium Beosound A5. And then going into our garage, we had our BEOLIT 20. Then as we go upstairs in our entrance foyer, we had the Beosound Shape, which we designed with the client and then showed them what it looked like on the VR app. And then in the study, we had a Beosound Level and we had another Beosound Level in the guest room. Now, we decided to go for the Beosound Levels because we did have a budget, and with having the battery life, our Beosound Levels were a very good solution for our garden as well, for a music experience. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show you the garden, but there are a number of different levels, a number of different zones, dining and seating. And then to finish off, in both our bathrooms, we had a discrete in-ceiling celestial in both. and our total price you will see at the bottom there. So that's another home survey done for me. I love coming out to our clients' homes and showing you what we can do and provide you. I appreciate it is a luxury item. It does come at a set price point, so I am a fond believer of offering you a one-to-one personal experience. I'll take whatever I can physically take out to your home to do a home demonstration with you. These days, Bang & Olufsen is much a piece of art as it is an extremely high quality audio product. I appreciate, yes, our Beolab 8 are on floor stands here. The customer is going to go for the wall solutions, but taking them out to the home, putting them on the floor stands gives our client a really good experience of what the sound profile is actually going to be like for these speakers. And then having the VR app at our disposal is such a useful tool for showing all of our clients, virtually of course, what our varying solutions will look like in the home. If you would like me to come out to your home, do let me know. Give me a call. All my details are down below, and hopefully I will see you soon. To book your private appointment today and unlock exclusive in-store benefits, click the link below and experience Bang & Olufsen for yourself.